Hello, lovely people. So, one, I don't have a script for this, just so you guys know. So it might be all over the place. Two, I my brain is already blinking. I hope my AC is not too loud, because that's going, because it's hot. Three, frick. I'm not showing my face because I look like garbage because I'm recovering from top surgery, as well as YouTube likes to take off comments, which I want comments to be on here so you guys can talk, and so communicate with me, and so you can ask questions if you have any. My throat. I have not been coughing at all, and now the second I start recording, I'm coughing. So this is just to go over, or I'm just talking about a few things about getting, or transitioning from female to male, transgender female to male at such a young age, because I am currently 15 and I just had top surgery, and I've been on testosterone for almost 2 years, and I've had my name legally changed. Big stuff. So if you guys have any questions after I go over all this, you still have questions about anything that you want me to go more into detail about or anything, go ahead and ask me. I'm fine with probably most questions. I mean, if I'm not comfortable, I'll just tell you that, but I bet I'll be able to I'll be comfortable with most of them. But so the first thing I started when I guess we can start with when I started realizing something was off, I guess. I mean, I posted a video on this already, so if you haven't seen that, I mean, you can go watch that. But I pretty much started, things seemed off when how do I word this? When I was younger, I think around age 11, 12, somewhere around there, my chest started developing, and then I got really upset about it for some reason, even though both my sisters had been waiting for their chest to develop, so that was something weird. I literally cried about it. And then I found out about what transgender was from my ex-girlfriend, because she mentioned it to me, the whole community and stuff, and then I looked into it a lot, and figuring out that you're trans can be a journey in itself. So when I started transitioning, I was when I started figuring out what my gender was and stuff, I was really confused. From when I was going through pronouns, I went from I was doing she, her, and then I was she, they, because I was testing out they, them pronouns, and I kind of liked them, so I went to just they, them, and then I went to he, him, and my current pronouns are he, they. But it was a very slow process, and I had my dead name, I shortened it to make it more of a gender neutral name, I guess, before actually changing it to the current name I have now. But I'm just saying that if you don't know where you belong right now, and that you don't know what feels comfortable and stuff, as much as it's annoying that you don't know yet, don't worry hugely about it. You'll figure it out. It can take a long time though for you to figure it out, but just know that you will figure it out, and I hope you have people to support you as you go through it. But so yeah, I guess that's kind of how I found out I was trans. I don't know. But the first thing when I started the first thing I got, I guess, was testosterone. And the youngest, at least that I know of, that you can get it is 14. And I guess I figured out that I was male somewhere around 13-ish. I don't know exact age. But I think I was 13 when I figured out I was trans. And I started seeing a gender therapist, so a therapist that specializes in gender, which you probably could have figured out from the name. And I started seeing her, which you can diagnose yourself with gender dysphoria, but like to actually get testosterone and all that, you need like an actual diagnosis, I guess, from like a gender therapist, at least in my state. So my gender therapist did like this short little quiz thing, I guess, and diagnosed me with gender dysphoria, which for those of you who don't know, gender dysphoria, yes, you can look it up, but in my terms is like feeling very uncomfortable with a body part that's assigned to you at birth. Like for female, the chest or lower half. I'm not using specific names, one, because I don't feel comfortable, and two, because YouTube might take it down. I don't know. But like feeling uncomfortable with those parts and feeling like they're wrong and stuff like that. So, and gender dysphoria is not fun. My God, going through that was miserable. Like I literally didn't feel comfortable changing. Like I would change with my eyes shut. I would shower like as quick as possible. And there was a time where, like, I'll admit it, there was a time I didn't shower much because I was not comfortable seeing myself. So, not fun. But I was like doing gender therapy or whatever, and she was able to get me to talk to an endocrinologist, which is someone who specializes in hormones. So I started talking to them, and she helped me get, my gender therapist helped me get on testosterone, like through them and stuff. Like she wrote that she thinks it would be good for me and stuff, I believe. Actually, I don't know if she wrote a letter for that, but like you have to be talking to a gender therapist to get testosterone, I believe. I don't know. I have a bad memory. So it took a while. It's a long process, all of this is. But, and then when I was trying to start testosterone, insurance was kind of fighting on it because I was young and they just didn't really, I don't know. Insurance can be very iffy on this type of stuff, by the way. Like transitioning stuff, like top surgery, whether it's like male to female and you're getting a chest, or the opposite, which I got, chest reconstruction, I think is what it's actually called. I just call it top surgery. But whether you're transitioning either way, sometimes insurance can see it as not needed and like not cover stuff and stuff like that. So insurance can be difficult. But I got on testosterone. I first started on needles. So I injected myself injections are once a week. Like you're supposed to do it like around the same time and at the same, or on the same day every week. So I did that for a long time, which I eventually switched to gel, which then my mom had to try to get the insurance to cover again, which was also a struggle, because I eventually just got sick of injecting myself, and some people who are scared of needles like can't do it. So there is a gel and there's also a patch that you can do. So I do gel now, which you have to sadly do every day, but at least you don't have to stab yourself with a needle. Yay. But I get sidetracked way too easily. So I started testosterone 2020, or October 22nd, 2020. So almost 2 years ago now. Dies casually. And testosterone like affects everyone differently, but my parents, like when I wanted testosterone stuff, made me write down like all the side effects and like stuff that I wanted from it, so they knew that I knew what I was getting into, and that like a lot of this is permanent. Like a lot of people can't get pregnant anymore if they're on testosterone. Your voice deepens and does not go back. Like facial hair and hair just in general on your body tends to become like more or thicker and stuff, and that also doesn't revert. Like a lot of stuff is permanent from testosterone, So my parents wanted to really make sure that I knew what I was doing and like was used to it, or used to it, what? And that like really, that they knew that I really wanted it and that I was like prepared for it. So they made me like write out a list and like do a bunch of research and stuff, which I understand. Also, one thing, as someone who's transitioning, and if you are a minor like me, when you're starting to transition, even if your parents are supportive, they're gonna be iffy on things most likely, and you can't get mad at them for that. Like, you gotta understand that they're trying to do what's best for their child, and they're gonna be worried about things that are permanent, like for um, testosterone stuff that's permanent. Same with like surgery and stuff. All of it's permanent, so they're gonna be concerned that like when their child gets older, they might regret it. Which, for transitioning, the percentage of a regret, I don't know what exactly is, or like people that like detransition or whatever, is extremely low. So it's very rare, but it's still like their parents are concerned that their child might be too young to know what they're doing and stuff. So if your parents are like hesitant at all, even if they're supportive, you gotta understand that. Don't get mad at them. It'll take time. You just gotta prove that this is what you want. This is what you're ready for. So like by doing research and stuff like that, knowing all the consequences, knowing side effects, all that stuff, you just gotta like prove to them that you know what's happening and stuff, so that like they're more okay with it and less concerned and stuff. But you gotta understand they will be concerned. They're your parents. They don't want to make the wrong decision. They don't want to make you, or they don't want you to make a huge decision and then regret it later in your life. So it makes sense for them to be concerned. Just be aware of that and don't get mad at them for stuff like that. Just work with them and work through it and stuff like that. So I've been on testosterone for a while now. It's honestly, I'm very happy for it because it deepened my voice a lot. My voice used to be a lot higher and I despised it. So my voice is a lot nicer now. I look back on like some videos that like have like my voice or something. Like I don't know if I have any on this channel. I might, like videos with my voice in it, and I'm like gross. It was so high pitched. It was gross. I hated it. So yeah, and it's also like helped me get facial hair. My facial hair is still garbage. Like it's very splotchy and not much and stuff. The only thing I've really been able to grow is like a light mustache, but I want to eventually. I don't know if I will, because it also depends on like how your family is and genetics and all that stuff. But some people on testosterone can grow facial hair, some can't. It's kind of iffy. Some just grow kind of splotchy facial hair, which is what mine is, but it might get better. I don't know, because my brother's one of my brothers is almost 22 and his facial hair is kind of splotchy, so my genetics aren't great with facial hair anyway. So I mean, it makes sense. Eventually I want to have like be able to have like stubble, like kept stubble or whatever. Anyway. But yeah, I'm happy with the results of testosterone and stuff, so I'm glad about that, even though it can be very annoying to put on gel every freaking morning, but it's okay. It's worth it. Okay, so that also, something I forgot to mention is I got binders, which if you are transitioning and want to bind your chest, do not use ace bandages and stuff like that to bind your chest. Like, it's really bad for you. It hurts your rib cage, it hurts your chest, it's so bad for your health. So they recommend you don't get binders, like chest binders, off of like Amazon and stuff. So one of the places I got some of my binders from is JC2B. So GC2, I don't, I'll, if I remember, I'll put it in the description, but I think it's like I think it's GC2B, I think. But yeah, I did get like one or two off Amazon and they work fine, but it is better to get it from an actual specific shop that does binders for trans people. It's better to get them off of there because they tend to be safer, but the ones I got off Amazon are fine, they're safe. But still, I'd recommend an actual shop for them. But yeah, so the next thing I got done was legally changing my name, which honestly, I didn't have to do much for. My parents though, had to fight for a lot of, like, they had to fight for some stuff, but a lot of it was just signing a crap ton of paperwork and going through a ton of legal stuff, and then they had to, like, change it. Once they, like, legally changed it, they still had to call my dentist, my doctors, my school, all of that stuff to change it on their records, because it doesn't just auto-change. So they had to, like, call everywhere and make sure it was changed. In some places, they had to literally bring the legal paper saying that it was legally changed. So it was a lot of effort on their part, so I'm honestly very thankful for that, and just everything they've done for me. But it was a lot of effort on their part of, like, changing it and stuff like that. But again, it's just a long process and can be annoying and stuff like that. But some, like, doctors and stuff, a lot of them do preferred names, so they will have to have, in, like, your legal documents, they'll have to have stuff saying, like, your dead name or whatever. But if you prefer to be called by a certain name, you can normally tell that to, like, a doctor, dentist, school, stuff like that. You can always say, hey, I would prefer if you called me this name, and they'll, like, write it down in records and stuff, but they can't change it on any documents they have. They can just put, like, dead name and then prefers this name and stuff. So if you prefer a different name and your parents are comfortable and fine with you, like, asking doctors and stuff to call you by your preferred name, then you can, like, ask them and stuff. Because I know in school I had teachers call me by my new name before it was legally changed. They just had to keep in the records my old name until it was legally changed. But yeah, so then I got my name legally changed in 2021. I forget the exact date, but I have it in the video I created. The exact date's there. I forget what the exact date is. So I got my name legally changed. And then what I got, the 27th of July, so, like, 5 days ago, I think, I got top surgery done, which I had been wanting since, like, 13, 14. So I've been wanting it a while, and I've always, even when I was younger, I didn't really realize it, I guess, but I had always thought about how nice it would be if I could, like, just go shirtless, I guess, and, like, for some reason, my freaking biggest dream, I swear, since, like, I ever, like, realized what top surgery was, or even before that, I've wanted to swim shirtless, like, as a guy, like, a flat chest, like, just swim shirtless. That, I don't know why that has been my hugest freaking thing for the longest time. But, yeah, so, I've been wanting top surgery for at least 2 years now, and I'm so happy I got it, but getting it was a long process. One, because the youngest age you're supposed to be able to get it is 16, at least in my state. Some states are 18 and older, but in my state, 16 is okay. Actually, I don't know if it's state-wise. It might not be state, it might be doctor-wise. It might depend on doctor instead of state. I'm not sure. But my doctor was comfortable doing it at 15 because it wasn't even a month till my birthday. Like, my birthday is August 14th, so my birthday is now in 12? 13 days? I don't know. Whatever. It's soon. My brain won't function. 13 days. My birthday's August 14th. So, it was close enough to my birthday that they're just like, you know what, it's fine. Because if not, I'd have to wait till the summer after, because you can't do much after top surgery, so I wouldn't be able to, like, go to school and stuff. So, or it'd be difficult to, like, go to school. So, it's best to do over summer. But I got, like, I had to talk to my gender therapist for a while, and then she had to write a letter of recommendation to my doctors and, like, send it to them saying that this is definitely a good fit for him. He really wants this. Like, I have no doubt about it. Like, this is what he wants. This is what he has wanted for a while. He's ready for this. So she had to write, like, that letter and then send it to the doctors I was talking to, which I recommend you do not talk to just one doctor. Talk to at least 2, maybe more. But if, like, you want a doctor you are comfortable with. Like, I met with 2 doctors. One of them I was, like, okay with, but I wanted to see 2 because I was recommended to see 2, and it is best to see 2. I liked my second one better, so I ended up going with my second one, even though it was a farther drive, because it's an hour drive, whereas the other one was like 20-30 minutes. This one's like an hour and 10 minutes of a drive, but I definitely wanted it. Wow. I preferred him over the other doctor. So see more than one surgeon. Best advice, like, do that. And like I said, if two of them isn't like enough, like you don't like either of them, then see others. You want someone you are comfortable with. But so that was a long process. My parents also were very like hesitant on it, which again I completely understand. It's a huge thing. One, because it's expensive. Two, because it's something you can't change. Is irreversible. Like, you do it, you can't get your chest back. Like, they can't re-put in the tissue and give you your chest back. So once it's done, it's done. So it's like your parents, if you regret it later on, your parents are going to blame themselves. So it's understandable for them to be hesitant or nervous or whatever. But my insurance also covered, I believe, 90% of the surgery, which was insane. And I don't even think my mom had to fight on it. She literally like asked, and like they deemed it like a necessary surgery, and they were fine and covered 90% of it. It's like, oh, okay, you fight me on testosterone, but a surgery, nah, it's cool. It's weird, but I'm glad about it because my mom didn't have to struggle. Because calling freaking insurance is miserable. My mom like got put on hold for like hours several times when she was dealing with testosterone and stuff. I felt so bad. But I eventually like talked to surgeons and stuff, like scheduled appointments, and I eventually got my surgery set up. They talk about the whole preparing process and stuff. The preparing process honestly isn't bad. Like, not at all. Like, literally the only things you really have to prepare for is to have button-up shirts, because you can't lift your arms above your head after surgery. So have like button-up shirts, have and then the night before or that morning you need to shave your armpits so they can put drains in easier and stuff. So pretty much you only need to shave your armpits and shower that morning with non-scented soap. That's like the only really things you need to do for preparing, and you can't eat after midnight or whatever. But there's honestly not much preparing going into it. They will do blood work though. I also had to get a COVID test, but obviously depending on when you do surgery and stuff, COVID might be gone, whatever. I don't know, or not gone, but calm down, whatever. I don't know. But I had to do a COVID test. They will do blood work to make sure everything's fine for anesthesia, because you do get put under, obviously, so it's a surgery. But my brain is malfunctioning. So I do that. The anesthesiologist, who is the person who deals with anesthesia, will call you and like talk to you about like what meds you can take and stuff. So like I could take all my antidepressants and stuff that morning, but I couldn't do my testosterone. They said not to. So certain meds you might not be able to do and stuff like that. They'll call you about that though. And then the place I went did mostly does all morning surgeries. So I like left the house at like 6 because my surgery was at like 8:30 or something. No, I had to be there by 8:30. But we left the house at like 6:30 because of the fact that it was already like an hour drive, and because I was traveling between states, we were gonna hit traffic, so we had to prepare for possibly a ton of traffic. But we got there a bit early, like 30-ish minutes early. But we got there, and then we had to... It was a lot of waiting. There was, like, a lot of prep room waiting and stuff like that, and a lot of, like, going over the procedure, being asked the same questions, like, 50 freaking thousand times by different doctors and nurses. And then he came in, made markings on my chest and stuff, and I got the IV put in me, which... I got to pick where the IV was put in me, thank God, because wrist and hand disgust me, so I got it in, like, the place where they normally do blood work, which is like the elbow area, inside of the elbow. So that was definitely better because I was freaked out about that. And then they like put the anesthesia, like anesthetics, whatever they're called, my brain, the stuff to put you to sleep. They put it like in the IV, and then they're just like, oh, you're gonna be knocked out quick, and I'm like, okay. And I just like remember being wheeled through a hallway, and then I was just out. I don't know if I just wasn't fully asleep or something, but I do faintly remember a oxygen mask like touching my face. Like I did have an oxygen mask put on me during the surgery, but I might have just not been fully asleep yet. I don't know. But I woke up in the recovery room and stuff, and after top surgery, if all goes well, you do not need to stay overnight or anything like that. So I only stayed there for like 30 minutes to an hour after I woke up. Like, I didn't stay there long because I was doing fine, I felt fine, and all of that stuff, so I got out there pretty quick. And then just kind of went home and stuff they taught me how to take care of my drains, because I have drains that drain the excess fluid from my body, because when you damage something in your body, or like, I don't know how to describe it, your body creates excess fluid to try to like help stuff, but the excess fluid can cause problems with the stitching and stuff, and scars and stuff, so they have to have drains. You have to have drains in for a week to get rid of the excess fluid. So they teach you how, or you personally can't, but they teach your parents or whoever's going to be taking care of you to empty your drains, and you have to empty them every 12 hours and record it and all of that stuff. And you're on pain meds for a while. Like, I'm still on pain meds, but I'm only on like over-the-counter pain meds, like acetaminophen. I take that every 4 hours. But like, to start off, I was on like prescribed painkillers that are like stronger. So I was on those for like 2.5 days, I think I took them, and then I slowly weaned off them and just started going on to just over-the-counter pain meds, because I haven't been in a ton of pain. But things to expect after top surgery there's two main surgeries they do, which one of them is double incision, which is the most common one, where they make like 2 incisions under the chest and stuff. And then the other surgery, which I got, is the keyhole surgery, which is for people who have small chests and stuff. So I got the keyhole. Words. But after top surgery, you're going to have drains in for a week, as well as a compression vest on for a week that you can't take off. So you cannot get the compression vest wet at all, so you cannot shower for a week. You can like sponge bathe, like you can wash waist down, and you can like wipe yourself down, like you can wipe down your arms and stuff, and wash your hair in like the sink with like someone's help, because you cannot reach your arms above your head for a week, or at least a week, which sucks, because I have to ask help for so many things, and it sucks, but it's gonna be worth it. But honestly, I've not been in a lot of pain. The only pain I was really in wasn't even from the top surgery. I was just having extreme stomach pain, and it wasn't from top surgery at all. It was nothing related to top surgery. But yeah, I mean, it's going fine. I'm getting my drains out and able to see my chest tomorrow, so I'm really excited for that. I don't know if I will. I'm still debating on if I want to ask if I'm allowed to record my reaction to seeing my chest for the first time. I don't know if I want to or not, though, because I'm very awkward and uncomfortable about asking things. So, like, I don't want to ask doctors if I'm allowed to record in there. And I don't, so I might not. Plus, I don't tend to have big reactions to things. Even if, like, this is a huge thing. I've wanted it for years, but I just don't have big reactions to things anymore. I don't know. But, yeah. The pain hasn't been bad. Obviously, everyone's pain is different. You need to be under, like, a certain amount of liquid in 24 hours before they remove the drains, but I've been under you need to be under it for 2 days. I've been under it since like day one, so because different body types create different amounts of liquid. So I mean, my body doesn't create a ton of liquid, but yeah, but like you're gonna have to kind of be in good mental health for any surgery, honestly, because of the fact that you can't do much. Like, you words. Like, I can't reach my arms very much, so I have to ask help for a lot of things. You lose just a lot of independence because you can't do a lot of things by yourself anymore. So it's kind of annoying. And you can't shower, which for me, I get, like, one of the things that, like, helps me throughout the day, or, like, helps me feel better about myself is, like, showering and getting dressed and stuff, because it makes me feel better about how I look and stuff. So I've been very uncomfortable with how I look, because I look like garbage. So that's been fun. But sleeping is also so difficult for me, not because of the pain, but because I am someone who sleeps on my side, and you cannot sleep on your side. You have to sleep on your back. And I can't sleep on my back for crap. So sleeping has been so hard and just miserable. It's awful. But when I do get a good night's sleep, or well, I say good for being able to sleep on my back, I definitely feel better in the morning and have a decent day than when I don't sleep well at all. But yeah, I'm really excited to see my chest tomorrow and get my drains removed and stuff like that. Also, something is that because you have a compression vest on, you can you can kind of get winded easier. But because I'm used to having a binder on, it's very similar to a binder in the way it constricts. So I'm used to not being able to take full deep breaths sometimes and stuff like that. So it's I'm used to it. But for some people, if they never wore a binder or don't wear it often or whatever, it might be kind of difficult. It's not to the point where I'm hyperventilating or anything. It's just that I get winded sometimes, or you'll get winded sometimes and have to sit down or just take a minute to take breaths and stuff. But it's not I feel lightheaded or anything. But I don't know. But yeah, if you guys have any specific questions or things you want me to go more in detail about or anything, if they're questions I can easily answer in a sentence or two, then I'll answer in the comments. But if I can't answer them really simply like that, I can make another video on it. Or if you want something explained in detail or whatever, I can make a video on it. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes after I get drains removed and stuff like that. But yeah, sorry this is over 30 minutes, but yeah. That's my experience on I didn't even go over anything about socially transitioning. Or you know what? It's fine. I'll make another video on that later if you guys want me to talk about socially transitioning, changing pronouns and name to other people and stuff. If you want me to go over that, I can make a video later. I've been talking way too much in this video though, so I should end this one. But yeah, I think that's some of them. That's the main stuff. But like I said, if you have any questions or anything, go ahead and ask them. So thank you for listening. Hope you all are having a good day, good night, whatever. And I hope you all are doing well. Stay hydrated, eat well, sleep well. Hope you're all in good health and stuff. Love you all. Bye.